Welcome everybody to the Nonsense Nexus. I'm X, she's Ree, and I wanted to just weigh in real quick. We got a couple things I want to talk about. Last night, ye old PlayStation Network just said, to hell with it. I'm not working tonight. Called in sick. Pull somebody else off the bench. I'm not coming to work tonight. Which was, rude. It was very rude. Because it waited until like 6 o'clock at night, West Coast time, to be like, hey, are you off work? You done with school? Your kids all set for the night, looking at their tablets, ready to go to sleep. Everybody's had a shower and kids are down and breakfast and not breakfast. What am I talking about? Dinner is done. Cool. I'm gonna retire for the night. No games for you. How dare they?
Prime parent game time. Prime working adult normal hours time. Like, I mean that was like how I asked you. I was like, "Oh, are you going to jump on?" You're like, I cannot." And then I remembered I saw, cuz I'm part of the Helldivers chat or whatever. Somebody's like, "Hey, is the PSN down or whatever?" And I didn't really think anything of it. I just went on about my day cuz I was like, "Well, still working." So, and then you tell me you couldn't, and I was like, and we had to
So
farm some
disrespectful.
stuff. I was so hype, and you were hyped for Ultimate Bunny.
I
Like,
had just unlocked Ultimate Bunny, and that 38-hour or whatever time period for her to cook up was
yup,
about to be expired, like at 5:30. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get off work
today's the day.
and I'm gonna play the game a little bit and be like, okay, boom. Game was like, no, you're not.
Mm-mm.
You can't play your electric thirst trap character. Nah, nope, not gonna happen.
But yeah, like it
Now that
was
also wasn't like just us. That was like Earth. Earth got that. That was down as in Brazil. That was
ERs.
in that
ERs
was
was
in the
down.
EU. That was in Malaysia, I assume. That got hit all over the place. And I got two takes I want to take on it. Like two minds.
Well,
One
here's the thing.
is
It was
one's an
off.
old man mind. One is the old man mindset for it. Like, this is why we should have physical media for our games. This is why you want your game on a disc.
Yes, it was down for what was it? It said about 8 hours.
Like 8 hours that mess
Like,
was down.
if it was
And
eight
it's like,
hours from 6 in the morning to like 2 in the afternoon, no problem. Who cares?
right.
Whatever. Sorry for you night workers, but whatever. But eight
But like,
hours
and the
down.
reason I say like this is an old man moment to be like, well, man, my day, our game, we put the disc in, spinning, and back that was the situation. That would have helped because there were like single player games that are on your PlayStation Network library that you don't own anything physical for. Nah, some of them weren't working. Some games you gotta they gotta do an online check in for reasons I will never ever like. Um, couldn't play those either. And it's
Yeah.
like, thank you so much, Sony, thank you. Um, rendered my stuff useless, and
Yeah,
it's
cuz
very unfortunate. It's very inconvenient. It's very frustrating, to put it mildly. Um,
well, yeah, the 8 hours it was PS5, PS4, Vita, PS3 and whatever PlayStation Direct is. What the hell is PlayStation Direct? I have no idea what
I still don't
that
know
is.
what PlayStation Direct is, but that was
But
the last one to go down and the first one to come up, or something like that, when you're
yeah, so
looking at
I
their
don't know what it
website.
was. And then they showed, like we took a little screenshot of what the PlayStation Network said, all orange or red, whatever that color is. I assume that's red. That is a weird red, by the way. But whatever. And then it did say like offline games were unaffected, but then you did make the point, sort of, because like you said, it has to check in on some
Some
games.
of
And
them
since
weren't
you
working,
were
bro.
unlucky that day and just didn't hop on till then, it's like, okay, you're screwed.
And there are some games I'm not going to name two because they're two I play, but there are some games that they're online games, but they do not require PlayStation Network for multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, so surely these would work, because I'm sitting here, I was watching Netflix, and then I was like, let me turn the game on real quick, blah blah blah. And this is when I was like, I knew it was out, but I'm like checking it to see if it come back on later on.
Yeah.
And I'm watching Netflix through my PlayStation. So I'm like, obviously, it's not the machine, it's not my router, it's not my internet service provider. It's clearly PlayStation server side.
Mhm.
And when that is happening, that makes me super angry because I'm like, okay, well, I should still be able to play Final Fantasy 14 because
Mhm.
it doesn't need PlayStation Network for its multiplayer to work. And I was like, nah. I was like, I heard. I don't have any way to confirm that. I mean, I do. That's me. Laziness is preventing me from confirming it right now. That I heard First Descendant is also on that list that you do not need to have like PlayStation Plus membership to play it online multiplayer.
Mm.
And I'm like, I doubt that because I just don't believe in Sony. But obviously, if you were playing it on Xbox or Steam, it was obviously working fine for you all night. And I heard First Ascendant was on that list also, and I was like, oh, I certainly couldn't log into that. That game was like a black screen. Never got the title screen to come up because I
Yeah.
checked because I wanted to investigate the lightning thirst trap character, and it was not a good look. So I was like, ugh. But like I said, I'm of two minds of it, and that is one mindset that I fully agree with. Like, this is why everything can't be online because just for no good reason. Earlier this year, Microsoft fumbled the ball with CrowdStrike and planes couldn't fly. Like, they're not as
Yep.
good as they want to pretend to be. And this is not Sony's first rodeo having their service go down. Earlier this summer, not an entire crash, I think, but earlier this summer, they had problems with stars on PlayStation Network. Um, Stuff wasn't playing, stuff wasn't downloading. They had some kind of promotion going, and that's like really annoying because it's like you had a
Yeah.
problem June 12th, 14th, somewhere around there. They had a problem with that specific service in the PlayStation app, and how you gonna have a problem like that earlier in the year and not be like, let me go quadruple down on making sure everything else works smoothly the rest of the year? Like that was
But
your close call.
was that
Don't have no more.
uniquely Stars or was it the PlayStation?
It was uniquely the Stars app on the PlayStation.
So Stars as a whole didn't like say like if I was watching it on my Amazon stick or whatever,
It
like
would
a
have worked
Fire
fine.
stick.
It would have worked fine.
So it
It
was
was just
uniquely
a
with
PlayStation
them.
problem.
Yeah, and you know what's
Just a net.
and what's annoying about it is at least the last time we checked was what, like 30 minutes ago, there was still no answer as to why it went down.
No,
They
I ain't
still
gonna tell
haven't
you
said
what.
anything. It's all speculation about how they were adding like what was it, the PlayStation 5 art homepage or whatever and the ads and
Um,
something.
Bull and the sheet. There's a dude named Roscoe Kenji Atuma. I don't know the dude's name. He didn't do his job right, and stuff quit working. That's what we're dealing with there. Um, but the other side I have really does play off of this. Isn't their first rodeo, and it's the more measured approach. It was one night. It wasn't the 23 days they went through back in 2011 when it was like, oh no, massive data breach. Whole thing came crashing down.
Yeah.
And not only could you not use PlayStation Network for 23 straight days, you couldn't rest easily knowing that your credit card information hadn't just spilled out onto the internet, wrapped up with a pretty red bow and a name tag on it because they had fumbled hard.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a fumble. That was a turnover. That was a
Yeah.
bad turnover. And
Yep.
it wasn't that. So, I mean, I can't get too bent out of shape, but I don't think they're going to address it. I don't think they're going to do much with it. It's just like, oh, yeah, that happened. That was a blip. Because at the end of the day, 99% of the time, I actually did the math, and it was like, I just checked out like how many days
You?
PlayStation Network has been working properly. And by I did the math, I mean I had AI do it because you know, I asked Gemini, "Hey, how does this work out?" And um, big ups to AI. I'm your friend. Don't
Yes.
when you put us in the tubes, to make the
So in
Matrix
spite
real.
of it.
Can I be cool? Like, can I be in the superpower version of the Matrix, not the regular one? With superpowers, Magneto. But uh the it's like it's 99.71% in the past 5 years, it's been working fine. I can
Mm.
only think of three things that have worked 99.7% of the time or more that I own in a 5 year span: my refrigerator, my microwave, and my stove. And the only three things I can depend on like that. 99.71% of the time. My refrigerator is the only 100% I have in my whole life.
You're gonna
For
jinx
five
it.
years, for a 5 year span.
You just jinxed it. Why did you do that?
That's okay. I'm gonna jinx it further. It's been going 100% for 9 straight years. This will be the 10th year come this December. It's the most reliable thing in my life.
Yeah.
The oven is right behind it. The microwave is fighting for the silver. Dishwasher already messed up.
Mm.
Sink was leaking. Nothing else. I've replaced almost
You guys,
everything else
you couldn't
or
even
upgraded
rely
it
on
or had
your
to fix it.
roof. Your roof.
Roof show ain't do it. Air conditioner completely replaced that bastard.
Yeah.
Lumbar L5 L4 nope.
So you're saying
My refrigerator.
that's how reliable the PlayStation Network has been?
I just looked at outages it had in the past 5 years, and I just averaged how many hours it was out for how many hours were available in 5 years, and it's like 99.7 something of them have been PlayStation
So,
Network been working.
okay, well, that's a great optimistic way of looking at it. And, but how do you feel? Because they are releasing a console that has no disk drive.
Right? Putting more pressure on that. Yep.
So, right. So then do you think that's going to make a difference in
I mean,
sales for that? Or like,
for me, it absolutely does because here we are, right in a position of like I just got finished saying I don't think the PlayStation 5 Pro is worth the money they're charging for it. I don't think it's worth buying, and
yeah,
then this happens, and that isn't oh I don't believe in the hardware. That's just I don't want to mess with this company no more. That's too many problems in 1 year
yeah,
for your service. You're too big of a company to have little stuff like this happen. I would make more concessions for you if this were a regional problem, like, oh, there's a hurricane beating the dog shit out the East Coast right now, and its rain is coming all into the Midwest, and it's really a problem for a lot of people, and it's nothing to like sneeze at. It's a very serious condition. So I would expect Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, North Carolina to have serious problems with everything network related, including PlayStation Network. But that's not where their servers are based. And there's a lot of millions of those people don't even have power. So this is way far down on their priority list right now. So that would make sense for areas like that to not
yeah,
be having access. Ain't nothing going wrong with the weather in Arizona right now.
no,
The same way it's been for months. It's hot, sun
yeah,
shining, hot. So why was it out here? So it's like they messed up at home base. That's what I've already told myself in my mind. And it's like you've been through this before 13 years ago. And you had like a minor hiccup earlier this year. You got too much money, you got too many people, this is too sloppy. So yeah, part of my brain is also like I said, this isn't your first problem. And while it does work most of the time, um, it really does further fuel me to be like, let this computer I just ordered get dropped off, and I get really excited because I'm like, I haven't heard that problem happening on a PC, and I also know for a natural fact that the like I have like a list of like 16 reasons and sub reasons on them why I would rather play games on a PC lately than I would on a console. I'm not getting into that right now, but what I do know is one of those reasons, like number one, there are private servers and other ways to get online gameplay to work when you know what you're doing. And I know a little bit about what I'm doing for some games.
Yeah.
to circumvent the official and still get an online experience, even if their things are down. Like if the official servers are down, okay, I'm playing on a PC. Let me just run the bootleg for a minute. PlayStation can't do that without
Yeah.
compromising your machine in ways that you don't necessarily want to do and not being able to do the official no more. So I'm like, it's just kind of fueled a flame that I didn't need more fuel for. But that's where my brain landed on those two sides. Like I was already on my way out. Like this just kind of like, it's wasn't a good look when I'm already trying to turn my back on you. And then I just kind of remember like the approach that my brother's very, very big on this. He is like, I will not buy software without a physical copy of the media. I want to own my thing. He's very big on that. And I agree with him. I do. I really, really do. But I also know it's not always an option and it's fading out.
Yeah, big
So,
time.
it's like, yeah, but it certainly would have helped if things were on discs when the network goes crashing down. You could still play your tings.
Well, I mean, especially for those like who had, Verizon internet as well. Like Verizon internet, PlayStation, just
Them two have some kind of link because that's just a crazy coincidence for them to both just go face down into the dirt at the same
dude.
time.
Yeah, like it's been unfortunate. So,
That's terrible.
but
But
yeah, I mean, I'm glad I don't have that situation, that problem. Although like you're one of the main people I play games with, so your problems are my problems.
I did drag you into the mud with me a little bit on that one. And
Mhm.
I'm not going to pretend everything was hunky dory for me because I was trying to take it calm. I was just trying to hold myself down. But like, seriously, it was 6:30. My workday was over. My girlfriend's on her laptop doing some work, finishing stuff up. I got nothing but time and opportunity. And I can't play no games that I'm really trying to play with my people, no Helldivers, no nothing. Okay, what am I supposed to do? Watch Agatha all along? No! No!
I was so upset because like I did like 12-hour day at work. I was so freaking tired. And I was like, you know what? I just want to play games. I'm gonna get my mind off this stuff. And then that's when I asked you, and then it was just like like I don't want to play by myself. Like I just didn't feel like in the mood to do anything by myself. So I was like, I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep. Like that's what I'm gonna do. So
Yeah.
I played
I
Candy
mean,
Crush and I went to sleep.
I was just sitting with the face like, what, looking at this fancy piece of machinery I wasted a bunch of money on. Like,
And imagine if that were to, or if that, if you had the PS5 plus whatever, and network crashed, and you just spent X amount of money for that. What was it, like 700, whatever, how much it was on that piece of equipment, and you can't do anything on it.
absolutely unacceptable. I'd lose my mind.
Yeah.
I'd be
So
like,
I don't
where's my.
know. Like, I hope. I mean, yeah, like you said, they're probably not going to comment as to why. Verizon still hasn't commented on why their shit went down. I mean, as a PR standpoint, I feel like it's probably the best move because it's like, don't speak to it and just people will just move on with their life because people are still going to
I
play
mean,
games.
this is
People are still going to
topical.
use internet.
This is topical, but I'm just going to leave it at this. If I work at Verizon, Sony, anywhere right now where my service crashes for no good reason, even if it's because someone at my company spilled a whole lot of latte over some very important server and blew the whole thing up, how do you explain this to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 million people? Man, Diddy did it.
They did it.
Diddy did it. Put it on. Yep, sounds right. Evil son of a. It's fine.
Hop on that train, man.
Put it on him right now.
Yes. Yes.
Just blame him. All right.
Yeah.
That's about all I got to say on that. We'll rant on something else later. Deuces.